Hey guys, here we go into one of my favorite fights. Not only does it have Floyd Mayweather Jr., but it also has Zab Judah, one of my favorite fighters. And when this fight happened, I absolutely could not believe it that these guys were fighting. I loved watching these guys growing up, and in spite of the fact that Judah had lost his titles to Baldemir, but still got to keep one of his titles for whatever reason. It was a great fight, and I was really glad to be able to see it. And this fight was a kind of really groundbreaking for me because of some of the stuff that was being said in the commentary. But I'll talk about that when we get to it. But we're just going to go ahead and get into the fight. It's the only fight that Floyd Mayweather has legitimately been knocked down in. And it was just a fantastic fight, and I'm really interested to talk about some of the ideas in this fight. For Floyd Mayweather, who had he fought in his career that was as fast as Zab Judah, right? Probably nobody, right? And the same thing for Judah as well. And one of the interesting things that they talked about, and they always talk about when fast fighters meet fast fighters, is that you never know which one's going to win or which one's going to come out on top, or you really get to figure out who has the real boxing IQ, because it's probably the first time in these boxers' careers where they're fighting someone who's faster or can as quickly get on the line and get off the line as they can, right? And that's part of the reason why athleticism plays such a big part in sports like this, is because the more athletic you are, the less opportunities your opponent have, or like in boxing in particular, the less opportunities your opponent's going to have to get you out of position, right? To attack you when you're out of position, when you're not defending yourself in the way that they are attacking you, right? But the reason that is because when you're fast, you can get on the line in boxing and get off the line really quickly, and it's very difficult to always to understand that unless you understand the positions that each fighters are in. Now, this is a habit that Judah had a lot in his career, trying to go around on the outside, not getting wide enough. And getting kind of walked into this kind of hook right here as he's circling. But he always had a problem circling that direction as a southpaw. I'm not sure why, or who didn't coach him to get to the outside, but it was really easy for a lot of fighters to get lead foot dominance on Judah, usually because he'd catch him with that uppercut, or that's what he was looking to catch him with, so he'd actually let them. But as we see going into the fight, they're both attempting to get on the line with each other, right? Now, they're kind of in position, right? They're each about one step away, but very smart from Mayweather, probing with the lead hand, seeing if he can get Judah to move positions before he commits to an attack, right? And what does Judah do? Very intelligently, Judah's looking to control that space as well. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I need this space here, right? Actually, if you look where their gloves are, that's kind of like the position that each of them are trying to get their heads in, right? Judah wants his head where Mayweather's glove is, and Mayweather wants his head where Judah's glove is, kind of. And that's going to be kind of the position that they're going to be throwing their crosses from. As you can see, Mayweather's putting his hand up here, right? And look at how his head kind of winds up in that spot, right? As he changes positions and moves forward, right? So he's looking to open that spot up so he can cross over. But also, he's controlling the space with Judah, and Judah does the right thing and looks to control the space too. So he sets a pattern with him, gets on the inside of that little lead hand dominance game, right? And then before he changes position, right, occupies Judah, gets Judah to make some kind of reaction, a pattern, right? And then breaks that pattern to throw the straight right hand. Really, really good boxing from both of these guys, and Judah doing a good job of recognizing when he gets put out of position. Some classic boxing here, just feint into a left hand to the body, right? Mayweather does the right thing. He gets put out of position, right? Now look at how when he's on the back foot here, right, and he moves, he doesn't change positions at all. And that's what allows Zab Judah to set this shot up on him. Because of the fact that when he gets feinted here, and he stays in the same position, right, on the same count, that means that the opening that Zab Judah is creating here with this jab, getting Mayweather's guard up, is going to still be open. Because Mayweather doesn't change positions at all, he doesn't feint, He doesn't look to control Judah when Judah starts feinting him, right? And because he doesn't cross his head over or feint with the left hook, right, as he's taking this position back, right? He doesn't feint with the left hook or feint with the right hand. Judah's perfectly capable of just, taking that free shot that Mayweather gives him there. Now Mayweather looking to come forward. And this is really high-level stuff from Mayweather, to be honest. It is really good. This was a great performance from him against Judah. But Judah was one of those fighters who was just so exceptional getting on the line with his opponent. They didn't actually usually have to box with them very often. Now, really good from Mayweather here. He's trying to get on the line, so he takes a step, and look where his head is, and starts changing positions once he gets on the line with Judah, right? So it's a lot harder for Judah, even though Mayweather is so close to him. Judah can't really attack him from this position. Judah's going to have to transfer his weight from his back foot to his front foot, and then from his front foot into Mayweather before he can actually land a shot on this position. Now, Mayweather is playing with this idea, right, by baiting these attacks, right? Get on the front foot, right? Cross your head over Judah's head, change positions, right? What he's looking to do is threaten Judah's position. So every time he does this, he's feinting a straight right hand from this position, right? Putting his weight on his front foot. So if he threatens a straight right hand here and Judah stays on the front foot, that means Mayweather can attack him with the straight right hand, right? Because he's going to be stuck on that front foot because he's not respecting this as a feint, right? So right here, it actually looks like the straight right hand is open for Mayweather, right? And then he changes position when Judah changes position, and then goes back to changing his positions. And all of this serves to stop each other from setting shots up against each other because you never know what position your opponent might be in the next sequence, right? So changing positions, using their active guard, right, to deter the attacks from their opponent, right? And then what they're looking to do is find a way to safely get on the line and then off the line with each other with a punch. And there'll be a lot of really great examples of this. So Mayweather, beautiful boxing here, you guys. So he's fighting off the back foot here, as you can see. Even though his weight is going forward, he's fighting off the back foot, coming forward, probing with the lead hand, controlling. And remember that motion that he did just a few moments ago, where he goes here and then to the front foot, right? He does that same motion here, right? Control, control. And then when Judah commits to a punch, right, he gets in his high guard. Mayweather gets in his high guard. Judah sits on the line with him. Mayweather is controlling him right here, right? Hey, don't change position, don't change position, right? Because he has Judah on the back foot. Now, in order for Judah to be able to attack Mayweather, he needs to get his head into the front foot, right? In this position, right? From here to here, right? This is the position where Mayweather would throw a left hook from here, right? Or move into this position, right? Move into this position to throw a right hand, or move out of this position to throw a left hook, right? So Judah mirroring this idea and this concept, because you're a person, you mirror your opponent when you're left-handed and right-handed. Judah needs to find a way to control enough space between them, right, to be able to get in those positions as well, right? So look at when Judah gets here, right? Mayweather says, oh, he might catch me, right? So he gets his guard up, right? He gets feinted right here, but Mayweather doesn't give the position up, right? Well, I guess he does. But Judah is looking to cross his head over that guard too, right? And look at how Mayweather ducks once Judah gets into that position, right? Because this is the same motion that he might use to sneak a straight left hand in, right? Gets Mayweather off the line, right? So Mayweather is doing the same exact thing here, but he's pinning Judah down and stopping Judah from doing this motion, right? So Judah, when he feints here, Mayweather controls him. Hey, don't change positions, right? So he's controlling him, trying to block him from changing his position so he can get into position to turn over a straight right hand, right? Beautiful boxing, right? Control, right? And then tries to land a straight right hand simply by moving from position 1 to position 2, right? Going from the back foot to the front foot and punching at the same time. Really, really good boxing. Now, again, Mayweather trying to control Zab, keep him on the back foot, right, by controlling that lead hand. So Zab Judah's looking to punch, but he's looking to stay in the same position, right? Because if in theory, what he really wants to do is cross his head from the back foot to the front foot through a straight left hand that lands on Mayweather's face, right? So Mayweather doing a good job using his cross, and then after controlling Judah's head, right? Because Judah's head is going to be what's responsible for carrying his weight into Mayweather, right? So when he dips down this way, he doesn't want Judah to come up with a straight left hand, so he has to control his head. I know it's ugly, but look at Mayweather, ever the gentleman. He's got the control. Now he controls the left arm of Judah, now the right arm of Judah, and he's holding him here, and he's like, okay, I won't hold your head, but I'm going to clinch, I'm going to tie you up, because you're dangerous, bruh. You dangerous. So again, Judah really good at getting on the line and attacking the line, right? He's really fast. Mayweather, right? Even though he's not looking, he may not be looking to counter right there, right? He's not able to counter either. Now looking to start setting up shots, but that's just kind of a testament to, in theory, like to Judah's speed, right? Beautiful boxing right there. So Mayweather shows that he's looking to counter, right? So he gives his hand away, front foot, back foot, front foot. So as he's rocking back with his weight, he goes into Judah, and Judah controls him with the jab, right? Now remember, there are many different ways to control your opponent, right? What you're looking to do when you control your opponent is block their weight transfer. If you stop them from transferring your weight, then you can stop them from changing positions and finding more optimal positions to attack you. Also, I guess this is a great opportunity to plug my Patreon if you guys haven't checked it out. I'm kind of going through like the beginning stages of boxing and teaching boxing on my Patreon, where I talk about these positions. I talk about the body mechanics for them. I talk about the goals of boxing, what it is that you're really looking to do in boxing. And I talk about not only the best way to train your technique, but what you want to focus on when you're doing it so that you get the most out of your training. I've been doing boxing drills and talking about craft, and as soon as we get through a lot of the basics, and they're basics, but they're not always the most common basics. So anybody who's actually in my Patreon, if you guys want to comment, and I'll pin your comments to the top if you guys are curious listening to this. But teaching the fundamentals of craft, teaching the fundamentals of technique, a lot of things that a lot of people get wrong. But anyway, sign up for my Patreon. That one is $10 a month. And then I'm also going to be doing a lot of my post-fight videos on there because I get hit with a lot of false copyright stuff. So those videos will be on there for only $1 a month. All the post-fight videos that I do. I will still be doing stuff for YouTube, but it's going to be, a little less active there because I'm going to be more active on my Patreon. But anyway, check it out. It helps me make more content, and the more content that I get to make, or the more that I make there, the more opportunities I have to take time away from my job to do it as well. I have a really flexible job if I need it to be. But anyway, you guys don't give a shit about that. But anyway, let's get back to Mayweather. Check out my Patreon. I love you guys. Okay, so Mayweather shows that he's looking to counter the jab, right? So Judah feints from position 2 on the back foot. Even though he's stepping, his head remains on the same side of Mayweather's head. And then Mayweather looks to counter, right? So when Mayweather shoots his cross or his jab, his weight's going to go from the front foot to the back foot, right? Or from the back foot to the front foot, right? So he's going to wind up kind of in position 2, but shooting a jab, which is a very dangerous place to be. It's very, very dangerous. In a video I was doing on Derevianchenko versus Golovkin, there's a scene where Golovkin uses a similar jab, and I talk about the dangers of it, about crossing your head or putting your head into the wrong head slot. But Mayweather's going to experience it right here, right? Coming forward. So Judah does the same feint with the jab, right? Gets his weight in the same position, and then Mayweather starts crossing his head over the line to attack Mayweather, right? Getting into position onto Judah's line, and Judah counters him with a straight left hand because of the positioning of his head, because of where he winds up when he shoots this jab. See where he's shooting the jab now and how his weight's getting caught on the front foot? He's not shooting the jab and moving away. He's shooting the jab and moving in, and Judah's able to catch him with a straight left hand. Beautifully timed and beautifully set up. Boom, boom, right, to catch Mayweather. And it's the same count, right? Boom, wait. It's the same count as this one, right? Boom. And then Mayweather comes forward, 2, and then Judah counters, 3. But we get it here instead. Boom, 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 right? Great weight transitions and great boxing from Judah too. Even though Judah, like he didn't always have to be the most crafty because he was so fast. He was so, I don't say fast. Fast the wrong word. He was so sharp in the ring. The way that he changes positions. Look at his active guard here, right? Back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot. Constantly changing and threatening Mayweather's position. Every time he does this, right? He threatens Mayweather's position. Mayweather has to say, okay, what punch comes from this position? What punch comes from this position? Now Judah threatening Mayweather, right? Mayweather gets on position 2. Notice they're both kind of fighting out of position 2, which is weird. It sounds weird, but they're both fighting in position 2, looking to get their head on the front foot, right? Mayweather finding a way to pin Judah's head down, right? And then get Judah into the end of his weight transition, right? So look at this neutral position that Judah's in, right? It's very similar to this position that he was in here, right? So Mayweather starts putting pressure on him, feinting him, and Judah creates space, right? By moving backwards. Common sense. But once he starts running out of space, Mayweather starts feinting him when he's in this high guard, this neutral position, right? Not at the front or the end, not at the front or the back of either weight transition, right? Mayweather starts feinting him. And look at Judah give space up, right? Move to that back foot, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. You can fight out of this position, but this is what Mayweather is looking to do, is alienate you from your positional advantages, right? So Mayweather can throw more punches from this position than Judah can. Judah can transition his weight into a right hand, right? But that's the only punch that he can transition his weight with. Other than that, he has his jab or kind of a left hook, right? All his weight is already on the back foot, so he's not really going to be able to get that much into a left hook here. So all his power is going to be in the right hand. So Mayweather will easily be able to counter that because it's the only positional change that Judah can make without moving off the line. Whereas Mayweather from this position can make multiple weight transitions and put his weight on either side of Judah's body with a right hand or a left hook to the body, right? So Mayweather can still attack multiple positions, multiple zones on Judah, making him more unpredictable, right? And then what does Mayweather do? Feinting forward, and then he just gets him in at the end of that weight transition and then turns over his right hand, catches him with the shot, right? Not a super hard shot, but just enough to say, hey, I outboxed you right here. This is my dividend. All of this work here, all this work, feinting, right? Trying to control Judah's lead hand, right? Judah goes back foot, and then as he's going to the front foot, Mayweather controls his lead hand, right? Control the lead hand, right? Stop. Don't let him get on the front foot. And then when he gets into the front foot where he thinks he's going to control, changes the rhythm and throws a straight right hand instead. Just really, really solid boxing and boxing fundamentals from Mayweather there. Really, really solid. Now, this is really fascinating, right? Because in theory, every single time you get on the line with your opponent, whether you're orthodox or southpaw, this is what you're looking to do. This exactly it, right? This. Boom, bop, and then smother, right? Control your opponent's head. See how his forearm is on Judah's head right here? Judah can't throw punches like this because he has no balance. He has to find a way to get control of his line again because at that position, Mayweather is the one controlling Judah's line. So now, Mayweather, again, coming forward on the back foot, and look at what he's looking to do, right? He stays on the back foot, position 2. Judah's in position 2. This is not always the case, just because they're southpaws, and when either one of them is on the front foot, that's when punches are being landed. So Mayweather looking to cross his head over the line by controlling Judah, keeping Judah on the back foot and not allowing him to be in a position where he can transfer his weight safely, right? Again, Mayweather, just a master at boxing. Super, super talented, right? Ooh, great counter right there, right? Judah trying to looking to come forward. So let's get back to the next engagement, right? Now, in theory, this one should be no different than the last one, right? What do we know? Judah got beat on the line. He got caught with a right hand, and Mayweather only had to use his lead hand to control Judah's weight transfers and control Judah's positioning just a little bit, right? So Judah says, okay, I can't let him get me into that position again, right? So Judah says, okay, I have to go back to controlling the lead hand. Because if I don't control the lead hand, he's going to get me in that same position, and he's going to punch me in the face again. So he controls the lead hand, and now what is Judah doing, right? Control, getting his head to the outside of Mayweather, right? Threatening different attacks, right? Now Mayweather has to be mindful of the left hand. Well, maybe he doesn't. Judah's punching, right, with his off of his lead hand. So number one, that means that Judah is controlling the space with a punch, right? And Mayweather is able to catch it right there and counter him very easily. Now, one of the ideas here that I want to talk about, and this is going to be one of the big themes, this is one of the big differences between Mayweather and Judah in this fight. We just saw it. So what does Judah do when he shoots his jab and controls Mayweather? He gets punched in the face, right? What does Mayweather do when he controls Judah? He finds a way to find an opening for his shot when he controls him and land a shot and then control his opponent. Okay? Now, both of these fighters were doing nearly the same exact thing in these sequences, right? Mayweather getting controlled here. Mayweather getting controlled. Judah shoots a jab with all this information that he's gathered, right? Oh, what is Mayweather going to do? Oh, he's going to touch gloves with me. What is Mayweather going to do? Oh, he's going to touch gloves with me. What's Mayweather going to do? Oh, he's going to get in his high guard. What's Mayweather going to do? He's going to get in his high guard, right? So he has all this information, but instead of feinting and then going to the body and attacking Mayweather while he's in that position, right? Because Mayweather's head is so far away and he keeps moving back, right? That the only way that he can attack him is if he attacks part of him that doesn't move, right? His body, if he goes to the body from here. But instead, he continues to kind of control Mayweather, maybe hoping to get him to the ropes so he can have a more free shot, right? Because if Mayweather gives up enough ground, he won't be able to move back anymore. That'll limit the amount of positions he can put himself in to defend himself, right? So Mayweather says, okay, instead, right, since neither one of us can attack each other to the head here, he fights off the back foot, waits for Judah, and then transfers his weight to the front foot through his punch, through his jab, and attacks Judah, right? Now, there are a few things that I want to point out. Number one, Mayweather is using the information that he's getting from the position that Judah's going to be in as Mayweather comes forward, right? So getting into this position, right, coming forward, transferring his weight, boom, wait. So it's really tough to see because you can't really see Mayweather's feet, so you don't know at what point he's crossing or he's walking forward, but I believe he's going to be disguising that foot motion with his lead hand, right? So he's going to take a step, put his lead hand out, and then cross his weight over and throw that shot. I can't really tell, but that's what I would assume, right? It makes it just a little bit easier. But Mayweather, not only is he controlling, feinting, getting Judah into a position, right? Or if Judah was expecting the jab to come from this position, he's coming forward. If he's only getting away from the jab here by moving to this position, that means that Mayweather just needs to feint the jab, right? And then shoot the straight right hand because that's where Judah's going to move, right? Now, Mayweather is using that information, and then after he attacks, he controls his opponent, right? So there was an interview where this guy, Ben Davidson, I think, it was Fury's coach, he was like talking about how Amir Khan was going to fight Crawford, and the most important thing, like some guy said this, and some guy said speed, and some guy said power, and some guy said something else stupid, and then they go to Ben Davidson, and they talked about, what are the most important things for him to do? Well, the most important thing is what he does before he punches, right? Feinting, controlling, right? Feinting, changing positions, and then what he does after he punches, right? Control, right? So Mayweather controls Judah before he punches and says, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? I don't want you to change your position. Please don't get into the position on the front foot, right, where you're going to be attacking me. So he puts his hand there, right? And then he shoots him with the shot and controls him. Hey, don't put yourself in a position where you can hurt me. Whereas Judah does a very similar thing, control, 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 right? He's forcing Mayweather to respect him, right? Going forward, using his lead hand to occupy Mayweather, right? If Mayweather were to counter around this probe, maybe Judah could catch him like he did before. In this scene, where is it? This one, I think. I don't know where it is. Oh, okay, here it is. Nope. Here it is, right? Probing, right? Maybe Mayweather is thinking it's the same trap, right? Where it's going to be that shot, right? So he has to be a little more cautious. So he's waiting for Judah to expose himself, right? Eventually, Mayweather does get into the same trap, right? Shoot the same shot. And if I paid more attention to it, I could probably pick out what Judah's doing that's different. It looks like he's still going forward on the front foot. I don't know. But anyway, Mayweather picks up on it. It's a little different when you see it in the ring, and I spent a lot of time on this little comment. But Judah's not using the information that he got here from his last double jab, right, to set up his next shot, right? Or maybe the next shot was going to be double jab and then go forward and shoot a straight left hand. Maybe that's what he was looking to set up, right? But Mayweather interrupts it, and Judah doesn't control Mayweather after, right? Look at after the shot, right? This is the position they both choose to be in. I know it's an ugly one because they're colliding their weight transfers, right? But Mayweather continues to push and control Judah as he gets off the line, right, with his forearm, right? And Judah looks to get his hands to himself, right? Quote unquote, defend himself. Those both play a big part in why Mayweather was more successful in this fight than Judah, especially later on in the fight. Now, Judah doing a good job of attacking Mayweather, coming forward, right? Controlling the lead hand, and then setting a pattern, right? Control the lead hand, back, forward, shooting a jab to the body. Mayweather recognizing it as like kind of, Mayweather controlling the lead hand and saying, okay, I can shoot a jab to the body too. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Great work right there. Controls him, right? So Judah comes down here, right? What's the easiest thing that he could do right now? Cross his head over and throw a straight left hand, right? So Mayweather controls him as he gets out of this position, right? Mayweather gets in this position. Judah says, okay, you're not getting me with that sneaky shit, right? And then Mayweather says, okay, I'm going to get out of that position, and controls him with the lead hand, controlling him with the lead hand, right? And now Judah, again, on the back foot, playing lead hand dominance games with Mayweather. Mayweather simply gets his hand to touch Judah's, and he takes a positional advantage while he's occupying Judah's guard, right? Takes a positional advantage with his feet by shuffling forward, right? Just a small one in the hopes that he's going to be able to sweep that straight right hand. Super athletic, but really, really, really smart work from Mayweather, right? He has Judah on the back foot already. He just has to control him, right? While Judah is going front foot, back foot, and following his weight, right? And then when Judah winds up on the most back part of his foot, he's not going to be coming forward to counter Mayweather into that zone. Now, that's not always going to be the case because Mayweather does get caught slipping, I think in the fourth round. But we're going to go ahead and move on because we're 30 minutes in and we're only in the first round. But again, Mayweather doing a good job of trying to get to the outside of Judah's lead hand, right? So he can get lead foot dominance, but also stop Judah from having control of his front foot, right? Look at where Mayweather's glove is right here. It's right over Judah's knee, and that's going to block Judah from getting into position to throw a straight left hand or right hook. And that's exactly what Mayweather, again, continues to want to do. Keep him out of that zone, right? So when Judah starts opening up with the double jab, Mayweather's really quick to isolate him from that position and continue to attack him. But, all right, let's go ahead and go to the round two. Sorry. That's the cat. Her name is Frida. So again, Mayweather controlling the lead hand, right? Now, there are a lot of reasons why you're going to control the lead hand. Number one, you're controlling your opponent's weight transfer, right? You want to control this and stop them from being able to hit you with a shot that doesn't cost a weight transfer, right? That's almost free, right? That you can kind of just get into position and let go, right? So Mayweather wants to control that hand so that Judah only has the opportunity to throw his straight left hand, right? And now Mayweather has eliminated the jab from the things that he needs to worry about at the moment. So now he can only focus on the left hand of Judah. And it's really easy if you've ever been a fighter. If any random guy in a club just throws a punch at you, the likelihood that you're going to get hit with that shot, if you're even remotely prepared, is really low. So having someone just throw a random punch at you, right, when you're a professional fighter, it's like a gold mine of opportunity. So Mayweather is looking to recreate this idea by eliminating Zab Judah's lead hand from the equation, right? Left hand, right hand, dangerous. Left hand only, not so much, right? So he's able to control that. So if Judah throws a straight left hand, he can easily counter him, right? Now again, Mayweather doing a good job of trying to control that lead hand, getting away from those jabs, right? And then getting on top of Zab Judah's left hand. But again, Judah's still very dangerous with that left hand. Now again, controlling the lead hand, setting a pattern, right? Touch, touch, and then shoots his left hand. Right? And look at Mayweather going forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, right? And then Judah's stuck in the same position, right? He doesn't want to change positions because this is where he wants to counter from, right? He wants to go from position 2 into position 1 and land a shot. So this is the position that he feels most comfortable to set up his left hand. But unfortunately, he doesn't know when Mayweather is going to shoot his right hand because he's being controlled. He doesn't have a way to tell Mayweather to do it, so he's waiting the whole time. Whereas Mayweather because he has the control, he can more easily anticipate when the attacks are coming because he's controlling his opponent's lead hand. Again, this is just really great athleticism. I don't know what Judah's thinking, shooting and walking into this shot here, but both of them getting kind of, being a little stale there. Maybe Mayweather was being a little bored, kind of dominating Judah, right? And the interesting thing is that I think a lot of people gave Judah this round, right? And I don't even think that that's unfair. But Mayweather is dominating him in the boxing, right? Or well, we watched the first round, but I'm not sure if they gave Mayweather the second round. But I think a lot of people gave Judah a lot of the first few rounds, right? But again, Judah having a very difficult time getting to the front foot, right? Finding a way to change positions in a meaningful way that's going to threaten Mayweather, right? Because when you watch it in slow-mo like this, you really don't think that Mayweather's in really any danger, right? Beautiful work here, right? On the front foot. So this is going to be the normal front foot, front foot, right? And controlling him with the lead hand, right? Oh, God. Boom. Great work right there. But front foot, front foot, and then shoots that straight left hand, or that straight right hand, right? And it looks like Judah blocks it, but great athletic ability from Mayweather, boom, to transfer his weight to the back foot again. He could do that a little cleaner, but again, it's really difficult to do that kind of stuff against someone like Zab Judah anyway. But again, controlling the lead hand, right? And Judah has to come forward, to get anywhere. I don't know, why he's not feinting a little more before he's just shooting these shots. Just relying on the shoulder feints, right? And you call them shoulder feints, kinda. I like to think of them as being your active guard, right? But using these shoulder feints to set your shots up is the most basic level of active guardness, right? You're looking to use the idea that that constantly using those or overusing those motions will hide your actual attacks. But then eventually, once your opponent kind of gets into the rhythm and picks up your timing, front foot, back foot, front foot, they can understand that always those are dangerous opportunities to be standing in front of you or allowing you to get on the line, right? So once that happens, you're left with only being able to control your opponent, right? Feinting them to set your shots up, right? Like this motion here, right? This is what I'm talking about here. This is what Judah's trying to do to Mayweather, right? Forward, back, forward, and then Mayweather goes even farther into that straight right hand, right? But Judah's trying to do a very similar thing with his shoulders here, right? Boom, 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 and then into that motion again, right? Forward, back, forward, right? But Mayweather sees this motion, the same thing that Mayweather just did to him, right? And Mayweather's able to counter him, right? Now, again, this is a very basic level of boxing, right, for your active guard, but it's a very, very, very important one because after this level, right, once your opponent beats you on this level, then the next level is where you have to use your hands to control your opponent, not just your feints, right? But the fact that Judah, like I was talking about in the beginning of the fight, has fought so few people who are as fast, right, and as sharp and as quick at getting on the line, right? Because that's what Judah's looking to do here, right? He's using to shoot this shot to feint Mayweather so he can take a positional advantage onto Mayweather's line and probably throw a straight left hand, right? Throw a straight left hand down the pipe or a left hand to the body. But Mayweather is so fast, right? Judah's not able to get away with this kind of tactic against him because he already expects this rhythm, right, to be dangerous for him. He already expects that timing. And that's why you have to fight him on a higher level, right? That's why it's so important that you feint and probe with your hands and your body, not just your active guard and not just exploding out of your guard, right? Now, Mayweather doing the same thing, right? Forward, back, forward, and then he catches Judah with a straight right hand to the body, right? So let's watch Mayweather just real quick. Forward, back, forward, right? And then follows him again with that same motion, right? Now again, if you use it too much and you understand that this is a timing that your opponent fights off of, right? It becomes easier to anticipate, right? So what is Judah doing? So he's going forward, back, and as he goes back on this timing, right? They meet on the line, right? They meet on the line, right? This is the line where Judah feels most comfortable fighting, right? Now Mayweather, there's going to be this push and pull where Mayweather follows Judah back on the line, right? Because he's only one step away from throwing a shot. So what he does is as Judah comes back, Judah follows that shot going from position one, right? Remember, you want to isolate your opponent from getting to the front foot because if you can stop them from getting on the front foot here, right? You can stop them from transferring their weight from the front foot to the back foot through the hook, right? So up to this point, Mayweather has done a really good job of using his lead hand to control Judah. Now all of a sudden, Judah's on the outside here, right? And he's able to get to the front foot. And Mayweather, kind of cocky, follows him back onto his line and gets caught with that left hook that drops him. And granted, it's not like it dropped him because it was such a hard shot. It's very likely that, maybe their feet get tangled a little bit here. I don't know. They'll show the replay. But it is a good shot from Judah. Let's not take anything away from Judah. Judah does exactly what he's supposed to do, right? Front, back, and then transfers his weight through that hook into Mayweather's head, throw him off balance. Just a really sharp punch, right? And that's kind of like the exactly what you want to be doing with your weight transfers too, right? Meeting your opponent's weight transfers with a punch. Just great boxing from both of these guys. But again, I just wanted to reiterate my point, right? When you're fighting someone who's really good at getting on and off the line with you, these kinds of motions are really basic. This is really, really easy to pick up on if you've been doing it for a long time. So once you get to this level, it's really, really, really important that you understand that you have to evolve as a fighter. You have to start learning how to feint, right? Because if Mayweather were to feint this right hand, right, he could get Judah to expose this left hook first and then come forward with a left cross of his own, right? When Judah puts himself in a final position of throwing the left hook, right? Getting on that back foot again, right? And he could feint him into that position and catch him with a left cross instead and be much safer about his offense simply by using better feints. Now, really good for Mayweather, right? He's trying to get to the front foot, trying to establish this area, right? Trying to figure out if he can meet Judah on the line in this position, right? In a really aggressive one where he can throw left hooks and right hands, whereas Judah kind of looks to only get on the line, being able to throw a left hand, right? Notice the position that he's in is very, very on the back foot, right? Even when he's jabbing, right? He jabs out of position too, right? But does a good job crossing his head over the line into that body shot. Really good work. Really great technique. And again, Mayweather trying to stay in the same position, right? So Judah picks up on it here, right? Remember, this is exactly what I was talking about in the last round, right? When Judah probes with the lead hand, right? Hey, what do you think about that? Oh, I think about this, the high guard. So now Judah says, hey, what do you think about this high guard? And he just shoots that left hand to the body, right? That's the exact same thing I was talking about earlier. Why isn't Judah using the information he gets about Mayweather's guard? And there you see him using that information. Oh, now this is why you don't want your opponent on the front foot, because you never know how they're going to get, what they're going to do once they get there. So look at how he feints him with the left hand, right? And immediately spooks Mayweather, right? Mayweather's trying to get on the front foot, right? Look at how Judah's on the back foot. Now Judah's going to go through the front foot, right? Feint him with the left hand. And Mayweather has to respect that shot, because if it gets through the guard while he's on the front foot, that's a knockout shot. So he's able to feint him, right? And then Judah comes in with that hook right there, right? Transfers his weight. 2 weight transfers, right? Boom, boom. Unfortunately for Judah, he's not fighting a southpaw himself. Otherwise, this would be a very, very effective technique. Now, not that like, this is like a bad idea, right? But it is very difficult to attack when you're on the back foot, to wind up putting yourself into a position to attack your opponent's back foot. And as you can see, Mayweather, when he's on the front foot, there's only so many places he can go, right? Where can his weight go from the front foot? To the back foot, right? So Judah, to be fair, Judah should be aware of this positional idea, right? That Mayweather's going to put his weight on the back foot when he changes positions. But for some reason, he throws attacks to the same zone, right? The feint here, and then he throws an attack to the same zone. Not expecting Mayweather to move. I'm not sure why, but just not a very well thought out attack there. And only because he didn't know how Mayweather was going to react to the straight left hand, right? Maybe if he knew, if he had feinted it a few times while Mayweather was on the front foot, now Mayweather being a jerk. Come on, bruh. Come get some, bruh. But again, Judah doing something very dangerous, right? Look at his lead hand, jabbing off of the back foot, right? Very dangerous, right? He doesn't secure his position on the front foot, so he can rotate his way to his back foot through the jab. And pays the price. It doesn't really pay the price, but he's also not feinting, but he allows Mayweather the opportunity to counter him much more easily, right? Very dangerous to throw from the back foot, to throw the jab from the back foot. I actually think he does get caught with that shot and then almost gets followed up on. But just a really, really great fight, you guys. A really, really good fight. I actually thought the knockdown was in round 4 for some reason. But yeah, I'm just going to play the fight, and I'll talk over some stuff if I see some interesting things. But yeah, this was, I think I want to get to the 6th round again, right? Again, Judah, right, fighting off of the back foot, shooting his jab, right? Boom, right? And having to find a way to go from the back foot to the front foot to the back foot again. And he has to do that before Mayweather goes from the back foot to the front foot, right? So Judah's trying to set up a 2-weight transition combo to fight a single weight transition. Not smart, bruh. But good work there. Great work there. Remembering that Mayweather is looking to counter him, right? Over the shoulder. So what does he do? He lives in the reality that he's in, right? Mayweather wants to do this. Okay, well, if Mayweather wants to do that, what do I want to do? Okay, so I want to counter what Mayweather's doing, but because he's countering what I'm doing. So now he feints. Now he counters. Now he counters. Beautiful boxing, you guys. It doesn't get any better than this. This is just perfect. This is exactly what Judah needs to do to be able to beat Mayweather, right? The only thing is, right, Well, Mayweather on average is going to be coming forward more often than Judah because Judah's fighting out of only one position, right? He's getting stuck on the back foot more often, right? Judah crosses his weight from the back foot to the front foot, and look what happens. Oh, he scores a point. Maybe he should do that more often. I know what you're thinking, right? But if you reorganize your thoughts about how important it is to do this, right? Cross your head over, right? Threaten your opponent, right? Make him think, right? Give him different looks. If you can understand how important that is, you can elevate your game to the next level. It's absolutely paramount. Ooh. So again, Judah using the same weight transition idea, right? Front foot, back foot, right? Front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot. Front foot, and then Mayweather trying to counter instead of with the cross because Judah's countering him, right? Judah's countering him with the left with his own right hook. Mayweather's trying to shoot him with the right hand, right? Instead. And then what does he do? He already knew that Judah was looking to set up the left hand, right? He knows that Judah's getting caught on the front foot because Judah's looking to set up the hook, right? So he knows he has to roll that shot and then control him. Look at this, is beautiful. Gets under him. Look at how he controls him with the hand right here, right? Judah is looking to block a shot, and Mayweather's looking to control one, right? And that almost allows him to land that left hook right there, right? Beautiful work, beautiful work. And great adjustment from Mayweather already, right? Feinting the cross right there. So feinting the counter and hoping to bait that counter, I think, from Judah so he can come in with the left, with his own right hand. But look at how just changing it up a little bit, right? Changing up the rotation or the sequence of events that you set up against your opponent changes the nature of the flow of the fight. It's just really fascinating how every decision you make has such a huge impact on the fight. And the most interesting thing that people probably don't understand is how often it is that they're making decisions in the ring that impact the fight, right? So again, Judah going from the back foot to the front foot through a punch and gets countered, right? Even Judah, right? Even in the southpaw position, being made to pay for this inability, right? And this is almost all because Floyd Mayweather has spent so much time controlling Judah's lead hand that Judah doesn't want to use it either, right? Judah's not even trying to get into the front foot right now. And so much of that is because of Mayweather, because of Mayweather's pressure, because of Mayweather's lead hand control, right? Judah's just expecting to be controlled on this axis, so he's not even actually looking to try to get into position 2. Look at this whole sequence, right? He fights out of one position basically the whole time, right? Beautiful work there, though, right? Crouches down, right? I think he lands a good left uppercut right there, but boom, great shot. And again, this is the position that Judah, for some reason, wants to be in. You know, this is a very difficult shot to land, and it doesn't even actually. He might not even land that shot, right? Rather than getting his head across the line, right? He's looking at, well, it still kind of is, but this is a really hard shot to land because it's outside of your own ability to transfer your weight. You know, like. It's because the punch is actually taking place outside of his right knee, right? So it's really, really difficult to land that shot. And Judah does land it, on a lot of fighters. Like, don't get me wrong, talented as hell, right? But again, Mayweather having a difficult time landing that straight right hand because of that motion, right? So he's looking to use that active guard system of transferring his weight, right? Front foot, right? Front foot, back foot. Front foot, right? Disguise that right hand, and Judah's able to counter him, right? Very, very basic boxing. Even Mayweather's getting countered using it, right? But it's such a fundamental piece of boxing. It's so important that you mix it up and you use different layers of feinting, because when your opponent is matching you on the level or beating you on the layer that you're fighting on, right? So what do I mean by that? Let's go ahead and go back to one of those examples. No. Oh, here, right? Beating you on the level that you're at, right? So from this position, right, if Mayweather's fighting off of this, right, off of that axis, all that Judah has to do is have the appropriate counter on the same axis, right? So Mayweather's going to be using his body mechanics and his weight transfers, right, the rhythm of his weight transfers to set up his shot. So Judah can counter them simply by throwing the correct shot and utilizing the same technique, right? Now, where's that other hook that he lands? So I'm not sure what Judah's looking to do here, if he is looking to shoot a jab there, but I wish I could find that left hook that he lands. Oh, boom. So this, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. So he lands that great shot right here. So fighting one level ahead of your opponents, right? So if Judah is going first, he's being responsible for the first layer of offense, right? Well, normally that's going to be reserved for fighting off of the front foot or the back foot, right? So as you transfer your weight. So think Mayweather going forward, back, right? And then if Judah doesn't control Mayweather when he gets to the front foot, right, then Mayweather's going to shoot that right hand every time. But if he controls Mayweather with the jab, right, feint, he can block that weight transfer and force a counter from Mayweather, right? So the next level is Mayweather's counter. So then what's the next level to that if Judah doesn't want to get hit by the counter? Oh, it's his counter to the counter, right? So look at how each of these is a different layer, right? You have Mayweather going to the front foot, as you can see, kind of vaguely, he's going forward here. Judah using the jab to counter, that's layer 2. Mayweather feinting or crossing his guard or trying to attack the counter, right? That's 3. And then Judah's jab is 4, right? Beautiful boxing. All of that little sequence, right, being built on as the fight goes and creates these exponential layers of the fight, of the craft, right? Just amazing boxing, you guys. Really, really high-level stuff. And just such a treat to be able to see it. But anyway, let's go ahead and move back to, I think we're in round 4 now. Maybe round 3. Good setup there. But as you continue to oh, look at this, right? So Mayweather feints, right? Feints. And look at what happens. Judah does the right thing, right? So he gets on the back foot. Mayweather takes a positional advantage on him. Now, if you think about this right? So as soon as Mayweather touches down on the ground, Judah's in this position. This is the position that Mayweather has chosen to meet Judah on the line. This is the position that Judah, let me get a drink of water. This is the position that Judah is getting caught on the line, right? He's being caught in this position on the line with Mayweather. So he has two decisions, right? Or two options. He can transfer his weight forward, right, into Mayweather, but Mayweather is on the outside of his weight there. So that's very bad. He's going to get caught with that right hook or that left hook or that straight right hand. So he takes his weight back the other way too, right? Which is also an option. And then as he continues to go out, controls him, right? Says, hey, wait, slow down. And then Judah doing that thing that I always hate, right? That pivot on the line right there. So bad. Judah, you got to see this position right here? This is where you start rolling. You want to wait for your opponent to open up, right? But you want to be able to roll under their shoulder, right? But unfortunately, he uses all of his weight transition before he gets out of the way, right? Trying to kind of rely on transferring his weight to the front foot, to the back foot, kind of like a sneaking into the range and then out of the range this way. Even though it looks like he's clear right here, there are so many times where he's tried to use this tactic and he's gotten pounded to the body, like in the Miguel Cotto fight. Man, that was bad. That's just a really bad strategy. He should be coming in here, right, and then transferring his weight back out to the left, right, and pulling away from Mayweather's right hand. But that's because that's going to be in the most easy position to defend if Mayweather comes forward, because he's coming in on the same axis. Now, Really interesting. Mayweather going from the back foot to the front foot, and look at how he's trying to attack Judah on the back foot, right? This is really, really difficult to do, you guys, to attack someone who's on the back foot. So not only can Judah, even though his head is forward right here, he's fighting off of the back foot because of the position that his head is in, right? If he pulls into Mayweather and he's punching into Mayweather, he still has to cross his head over Mayweather's line, right? But if he were to back out, he would just pull his weight back. But either one is going to be his weight is going to be hinged off of his back foot. I don't know how else to explain that, but because of the fact that he's on the back foot already, right? Mayweather's looking to feint him and hope he slips to the back foot and he walks him into this shot. Right? But if Judah counters, right, like he's doing, right, he's going to cross his head from the back leg to the front leg through this uppercut, and that's going to make him safe. So what does Mayweather do wrong here? Anybody know? Well, he doesn't feint Judah, right? So if he feints Judah and Judah's looking to set up that uppercut, right, when he brings his weight down here, right, and he feints, he might get Judah to pull back to the back leg and walk him into that right hand. Instead of getting to the line, right? Instead of getting to the line and then telling Judah, hey, I'm not doing anything, right? And then allowing him to kind of throw this uppercut. Even though I don't think it lands, I think that the only thing that he didn't do was secure Judah in this position with the feint, right? Block his weight transition with a feint or a probe or something, and then walk him into the right hand with the next motion. But Mayweather, obviously, like a master, like super good, super talented. It's hard to I don't want to sound like a complete jackass. Like, oh, what did Mayweather do wrong? What is that? Like, how condescending. But remember, we're talking about boxing theory here, right? And it's not just theoretical, right? I'm showing it to you, right? But everything's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. Right? Until it unfolds that way, it didn't really unfold that way. It wasn't really going to unfold that way. But not really, right? We have so much evidence to predict fights and to predict your opponents, right? Look at this really interesting sequence, right? Judah trying to control Mayweather, trying to give him different looks, trying to get to that outside foot, right? So he can threaten with that left hook or that right hook, right? And look at Mayweather following him, right? Front foot, back foot. And then as Judah sets down into his back foot, Mayweather attacks him, right? Not only to hold him into that position, but he's following that weight transfer, looking to time him in that position, right? At the end of his weight transitions. And then Mayweather doing the same thing that Judah was just doing, right? Boom, 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 and then walking into that right hand, right? Trying to walk him into that right hand, lull him to sleep, right? And I wish we could have a different angle so we could see if Judah was going front foot, back foot, or if he was on that timing for meeting Mayweather on the line. But that's when Mayweather's going to look to throw that shot, is when Judah's kind of rotating his weight to the front foot so he can use that shoulder feint to attack him. And now, Mayweather doing that cardinal sin I talked about again, right? Using that jab from the back foot, right? And keeping his head in the front foot after he jabs, right? Right? Boom. Keeping his weight on the front foot, right? And getting caught with the counter. Very, very dangerous jab there. Great right hand. Getting his head over the line, right? And then what does he do after? Controls Judah, right? Controlling. Don't let him just do whatever he wants. What does Judah do after he lands a shot? Let's see. Nothing. He runs away. Maybe he gets countered later, Actually, he does wind up getting countered a lot later in the fight. I'm not sure if we're going to get there because we're almost an hour into this. But there is a point in the fight where Mayweather starts attacking or Judah starts attacking, and he might land a shot, but then he gets followed up on, or Judah counters, and then he gets followed up on. Oh, now, beautiful work. Again, Mayweather getting onto the line with him. Right? So he feints Judah. Judah moves to position 2, right? Ducks the right hand. Mayweather controls his head and then breaks that control and lands a beautiful left hand right here. Great shot. And you probably think, oh, that's not that hard of a shot. But if your opponent is sneaking them in situations like this, man, that is demoralizing. That's really hard to deal with, you guys. It makes the fight so much more physical. Mayweather doing a good job, controlling the lead hand, landing a good shot right there. And then Mayweather, right, after he lands his shot, gets off the line, right? Judah's doing a decent job of getting off the line himself, right? But Mayweather crosses his head over Judah's line, not through his punch, right? Getting off the line for it, but landing a good shot and then transferring his weight from the front foot back to the back foot, right? Off of the line of Judah so that Judah can't counter him. Again, Judah trying to play that same role right here, right? Getting baited into the counter. And that's like really high level stuff, right? So like when your opponent feints you and then you feint them into a counter, right? Judah's doing a really good job, you guys. This is really high level stuff from Judah, right? How many people are going to get knocked out by that fighting Judah, right? Maybe the first or the second time that he tries that, right? And then Mayweather tries to disguise his offense by going back to level 1, right? By going back to level 1. Transitioning from feinting and probing and countering to set up his offense, transitioning from all of those different positions and different tactics because Judah's catching up, right? Because Judah's catching up and figuring out, but going back to those layers and then allowing your opponent to, I don't know how to say it, like fall into the same traps, right? This cycle of traps. Anyway, just really interesting stuff. And I'm not sure if I'm still recording or not because I just went over an hour and I'm not sure if I've ever done that before. So I think I'm going to end the video. But yeah, it's just a great fight. Really, really interesting. And a lot going on. Judah, why would you put yourself in this position? Why? He's already shown that he's following you behind on your weight transitions anyway, right? Front foot, back foot, right? And how obvious is it that you're going to put your weight on your back foot after you just put your weight on your front foot through 2 punches, right? Come on, Judah. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon. I'm trying to teach you guys how to do this. So and also, I'm going to be starting to post. I need maybe a couple more days to figure out a little bit more of the format. But I have a couple of training videos that I've watched a few people that I'm going to be making into boxing videos for my Patreon to kind of coach and help them through their sparring, through their training, their heavy bag stuff, and answering questions, and hopefully creating a dialogue that'll be more able to explain and teach boxing in a speedy manner, right? And that's what I'm hoping to do is figure out a system to teach boxing, so that you can kind of be like a pro level fighter, maybe in I don't know, pro level, but like your technique and your understanding of what's going on in the ring in as short a time as possible, maybe like 6 months, who knows? I don't know. That's pretty lofty. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my Patreon.